Alright, well today what I've got here, I've got a 95 F-350 with a 7.3 power stroke in it. We're having issues where you'll be going down the road and it gets to missing out, acting like it's sucking air. And if you don't back your foot out of it and slow down, it will eventually die. It'll always restart. It may take a little cranking. So what we're going to start with here is we're going to start by checking fuel pressure. Alright, well I'm back here and I'm going to go through with you here kind of what I've done and where we're at. Okay, you hook up test fuel pressure right here on the Schrader valve, and if you don't pull your engine pull hook, you have to have a 90-degree end like that one. There is a screen behind your fuel pressure regulator here. If you unbolt these two bolts here, it's clean. They're right down here. Well, I can't really get you there where you can see. Right under here is a little deal screwed in here that's got a screen in it. It's clean. My fuel filter there is brand new. I've got an inline filter that is brand new as well, changed. So now, this is your regulator. And I'm gonna take a 3/4 end wrench, get it loose. And I can tell there's spring pressure on it already by how it's turning. So I'll get it loose. Okay. And I'm going to take a magnet here and I'm going to pull the spring out. Maybe. Okay. There is the spring. And as you can see, the spring is in one piece. It is not broke. I have had them broke before. So I am going to determine that the fuel pump has went bad in this. It is only a year old, but where I only got 20 pounds of pressure, that is not enough. So I will go through with you here in just a little bit how to put a new fuel pump in it, and we will go from there. Well, I went on and pulled the fuel pressure regulator piece out, which is right here, which goes in that port. And just for curiosity, I am going to take and I cut off a little chunk of bolt. I usually use a BB for a BB gun, works pretty good. And we're just going to make sure I don't have a weak spring, but you'll just drop it down in the center of this right here. Then you'll put your spring back in it to hold it. Then we'll go back and we're gonna insert this back in here. Do not drop your spring, you'll have fun finding it. Okay, just like that. And then we'll screw this on. Now as you can see, my fuel bowl is empty. If you don't put fuel back in there and just go to cranking on it, you will suck the whole thing full of air and have a heck of a time. So I always make sure I got some clean fuel and I will fill them back up. A lot of people don't like to do that, put unfiltered fuel right into it, but that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, well, I put that little chunk of bolt in there I cut off. and we have gained about 10 pounds of fuel pressure. I'm running between 50 and 60 pounds. I am going to take it down the road and see if it has helped my issue. And I guess if it has, I've proved myself wrong, and I need to get a new spring for it. And they're relatively cheap. Well, I've drove about 5 miles, and we haven't missed a lick yet. Our fuel pressure ain't quite where I want it, but it once I get up to cruising speed, it's holding about 40 pounds, 35 to 40, which is a lot better than where it was at, and it hasn't missed a beat yet. The way it acted is it acted like it would start sucking air and it would start missing out. So what I did to start with, I checked all the clamps on all the hoses on the fuel bowl, the fuel pump. All of them were good. There was no physical signs of any leaks. So then I got a fuel pressure gauge on it, and well, you've been with me since then, so right now we're holding about 40 to 50 pounds, and I'm going 70 miles an hour, so I think that's going to be the cure to the problem. So make sure when you start getting problems like that, you get a fuel pressure gauge on it, and before you get in it deep, and make sure you don't have a problem with fuel pressure. That spring is about $4 or $5, I think, is all it is off the internet, and that's what it's going to take to fix this thing right. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.